on top of the action. Look at Dick the Bruiser. He just powered another roundhouse right. Anything goes in this, fans. Keep this in mind. Anything goes. Now, Bruiser's man in his corner. The man with the white flag is Seaman Art Thomas, the Black Adonis. And let me tell you, if Seaman waves the white flag, Bruiser's done for the night. Look at that! Oh, it could have been an illegal blow, but who cares? In the Gestapo cage match, it's Dick the Bruiser powering it in, and Raschke taking punishment. Look at our good friend, Seaman Art Thomas, right over there in the corner, minding his own business. If he waves that white flag, Bruiser's gonna beat him up, too. Hey, let me tell you, off the wire mesh comes the Beast of Berlin, and brother, there's a lot of punishment being dished out here, and you know why. It's called the Gestapo cage match, because you keep beating up the man until he can't continue. You beat on him and beat on him and beat on him. Look at Bruiser pounding in that hard foot to Baron von Raschke. Raschke taking punishment, but where's Bobby Heenan? We know he's inside the cage. Where are you, Bobby? Because Bobby's got the white flag. Bobby Heenan must wave the white flag. If he sees that Raschke's had enough, the referee closing in tight. The referee's making motions. The referee's probably calling for the ambulance or the stretcher or nurses or doctors to come to the ringside. Save this man here, Baron von Raschke. He's looking for trouble now. He's beating up on our man, Dick the Bruiser. Whoa, I don't want to be in there when Dick the Bruiser. Hey, Bruiser's gonna get mad about this. Raschke's got him down now. He's put on that carotid clutch, and he's got the blood stopped to the brain. But Bruiser, what does he care? I mean, he's the toughest, roughest guy in the world. Now Bruiser's off in the corner, taking punishment. Baron von Raschke is boring in, pounding the chest of Dick the Bruiser. That's our boy, Dick the Bruiser. Hey, now he's in the ropes all tangled up. Hey, and Baron von Raschke, hold it. What's he got there? He's got a rope or a chain or some kind of an instrument. And the referee's saying, wait a minute. The Beast of Berlin has gone berserk at the ringside here. Ooh, there. Did you see that? Bruiser came in with that. Ooh, another kick. Another kick. That's not a karate kick, all you karate experts. That's just a Bruiser kick. And now, Dick the Bruiser is taking the upper hand in this match. Whoa, is this exciting? I think I'm gonna take my shirt off. I'm starting to sweat. This thing is so exciting. I'm all excited. I can't believe it's all happening. It's the Gestapo cage match, the Hall of Fame Classics. Did you see the partition on that cage? Just bend. Oh, there comes Heenan. Better get back, Bob. Better get back, Bobby Heenan. Look at Bruiser's beckoning him. Says, come here, Bobby. I want to smash your face. I want to smash your guts. I want to get you, Bobby. Bobby Heenan's backing off. Bobby Heenan's smart, very smart. I like him. He's the thinking man. There goes. Oh, wait a minute. Raschke's opened up in the head. He's bleeding from the head. He's tottering. He has fallen. Dick the Bruiser is in command. And we have a blood bath in this match, the Gestapo cage match. I can't believe this. All you little kiddies looking in, cover your eyes. I want to tell you, hey, mothers, take your babies away from the television set. This is too wild to watch. Look at Seaman Art Thomas. Is he happy? Thomas is having a ball. He doesn't have to wave the white flag. Wait a minute. Now Bruiser's got Heenan or the white flag. No, he's got Raschke. Where is Heenan? Heenan's supposed to be in that corner, but he's not in the corner. Now it's upside down. He's just a piece of meat hanging in the corner, upside down. Now Heenan says, please, not me. I've seen enough. I want out of here. But Heenan can't get out. He can't get out. The cage is 12 foot high. The sections are too high for him to get out. So he's upside down in the corner. Bruiser says, come on, you dirty rat. Wave the white flag. That's it. The white flag is surrender. And it's all Dick the Bruiser, my favorite man. My favorite. There he is, the wrestling hero. This is classic. Dick the Bruiser and the Crusher versus the BlackJacks at Soldier Field, Chicago, because we're going to zero in on this date, September 1st, 1972. This is one of the greatest classics of all time, the cage match of this night. Let me tell you, nobody that witnessed this will ever forget it. And for those of you who did not witness it, we're going to play it again, Sam, because I want to tell you, this really gets ugly. This is what you call cage action with no heart. No heart, no soul. These poor guys, no love lost between the two teams. Dick the Bruiser and the Crusher at the height of their career. One of the toughest in the history of the sport. They were never tougher than this night in '72. In fact, we had to go and get the best, toughest referee we could find to handle a match. Jersey Joe Wolcott, the former world heavyweight boxing champion, and you see him right there coming in and out of your screen. That's right, Jersey Joe Wolcott. And the night before this match, we had Jersey Joe in the same studio with these four guys, trying to lay down certain rules, you know, for the betterment of, you know, of being kind to one another, to the sense of we just want out slaughter, you know. But they didn't even hardly want to talk to each other in the sense of discussing rules. When they left the meeting, they almost got in a big brawl right there. And the bottom line was no rules. That's right, no rules, no time limit, no disqualification, no mercy. Those were the rules that they decided on. And brother, this is the way it unfolded. Here as you watch, keep in mind that this battle went on for about 35 minutes. So we're not showing the 35 minutes. We're showing the highlights of the match. And in these highlights, you're going to see certain things that you will never see in a cage match in your life. Number one, you're going to see Jersey Joe Wolcott, the referee, actually go out of control, in the sense that he couldn't handle the idea of being in that ring and all that violence unfolding around him without really venting his emotions. So he lets Heenan have it towards the end of the match. Plus, at the end of the match, you'll see Heenan vomit in the corner, vomit blood in the corner, and try to shield his face because he didn't want the cameraman to take this film of him vomiting. But he was, hey, you get thudded against that wire for 35, 38 minutes. Hey, brother, your stomach's upside down, and your system ain't in control anymore. And let me tell you, he was loose as a goose in the sense he couldn't control anything, brother. So he just, that was it. There's pretty boy Bobby Heenan taking that punishment there. And now we got, whoa, Dick the Bruiser is coming in off that rope. This is rough and tough action. The roughest, the toughest that you'll ever see. Here comes Dick the Bruiser. He's pounding on BlackJack Mulligan. Let me tell you, BlackJack Mulligan, how tough is Mulligan? Hey, a guy came in the ring in Boston and cut him up one side and down the other. He took 200 stitches right after he got in a wrestling game. He almost bled to death because nobody wanted to go into the ring and take the knife off the guy that cut him. Finally, a Boston policeman jumped in and they subdued, with the help of one of his partners, the knife wielder, and our friend BlackJack Mulligan was saved from death. And what do you think? Hey, he was back in action. Scars running up and down his body. He was back in action 2 months later. And I want to tell you, that's how tough and rough he was. He was tough. He didn't care. And Lanza didn't care. And Bruiser didn't care. Hey, we got 4 guys that just didn't care. And you think that they ever asked for time? Did you think they ever said stop it? You think they ever turned to Wolcott and said, hey, stop it? I want to tell you, we were right there ringside. Nobody said nothing. They just kept pounding each other until finally, when it was all over, the Lanza and Mulligan really couldn't continue. But more than that, Heenan was really out of it. And so the match was over. And Dick the Bruiser and the Crusher had won. But I tell you something, it wasn't a clear-cut victory, because Bruiser and Crusher had a lot of damage to themselves. Both of them were bleeding. Look, there, you just saw that. Wolcott just gave him a shot, and Heenan's down. See, Wolcott was out of control this night. It was incredible. I couldn't believe my eyes. Here we are at Soldier Field, site of the Bears, where they play them great wild and woolly football games. Them great NFL stars pounding on each other. I'll tell you something. Soldier Field never had 4 guys pounding like this in any football game you'll ever see. And there they are trying to escape now. You think they're trying to escape for some unusual reason? No, they're just trying to escape the punishment. That's all. They just want to get out of there. They want to get away from the punishment. Hey, the blows are raining on them. I'll tell you something. Look at the grabbing Heenan, pulling him around. There, you see Mulligan bleeding. Now, Wolcott's already, he counted him down, and that's it. Wolcott says, look, that's it. That's the pin. That's the match. But look at Lanza. Lanza says, wait a minute. There is no time limit, but there is in this sense. See, Mulligan has hurt his knee, but still he could continue. But this is, now look at this, is ugly. Look at this. Heenan throwing him into that fence. That's what you call sadism, brother. That's what you call monstrousism or whateverism. This is bad. This is what you call brutality in wrestling at a...
Solomon, get right around here.
Miami to be with you, and we're gonna be together a long time.
We're gonna murder them bums. Let's get a...
Wait a minute, I didn't feel it yet. Hit it again.
Not the cigar. Hey! Ladies and gentlemen, Dick the Bruiser. And
Caged Madness. Pretty Boy Bobby Heenan versus Pepper Gomez. And the beat goes on. Yeah! And the beat goes on. Let me tell ya, they're gonna beat on each other in this one, brother. Cage Madness. This is it. Cage Madness. I love it. I love the action. Now, if we can get the referee's legs out of the way, we're gonna get into it here. Because you see, the referee's trying to keep control of this to a point. Although you must remember, it's no disqualification, no time limit, to a finish. Meaning, who's ever left in that ring standing that can continue, that is physically able to continue, that person is the winner. And in this particular case, it's anybody's guess. One thing that's really amazing about this particular film, which I will call your attention to at this moment, is the wrestling ability of Pretty Boy Bobby Heenan. Pretty Boy, when he started in the business, you see, he was a manager, strictly a manager. Managed the Assassins, and of course, then he went on and he managed Puffo and Markov, the Devil's Duo. Then he met Lanza and he managed Lanza. Then he managed Lanza and Raschke. Then he managed Lanza and Mulligan as the BlackJacks. And through it all, he became a very proficient wrestler. I mean, he could hold his own, let me tell you. And I think this is very, very commendable. And at this point, at this stage, here he is in a cage match with one of the, look at this. He just took the brass knuckles off that, just took the brass knuckles off Bobby Heenan, Pepper did. Just took him, ripped him right out of his grasp. Heenan had one problem, see? He didn't trust his wrestling ability that much, apparently. He had to carry brass knucks, or a piece of metal, or a stick, or a wire to gouge somebody with, see? In this particular case, they just took, you see, he's got the brass knucks on there. It's metal wrapped with tape. And brother, that can really sting you, I want to tell you. But Pepper Gomez is going to lay it right into him. But getting back to Heenan's prowess as a wrestler, I mean, he got to be a pretty good, decent wrestler. And he could hold his own to the point where here we find Bobby Heenan in the cage with this great wrestler, Pepper Gomez. A man that has met the best, met the greatest. He himself a legend in his own time. And he was one great scientific wrestler, let me tell you. But Bobby Heenan, a little younger and not exactly stronger, but Heenan, look at the build on Heenan at this point in his career. Take note, wrestling fans, this is Pretty Boy Bobby Heenan when he was doing a lot of wrestling. So let me tell you, Pretty Boy Bobby Heenan is not only a great manager, he was a pretty fair wrestler as well. Keep that in mind, all you wrestling buffs, All you fans out there that think you've seen it all, you ain't seen nothing yet, because now you're watching the Hall of Fame Classics. We're back in the 70s, when men were men, and the wrestling matches went on until only... Look at the mat, by the way. Wait a minute, hold it. Did you see that shot? The mat's covered with blood. Look at this. Of course, we're showing you highlights here. The match is starting to be soaked with blood. But this is cage madness. What do you expect? Hey, look at this, pounding, beating on one another. Heenan's got a cut open in his face. Now Pepper's taking off. Look at him. He's tearing the tape off the metal, so apparently he just wants to get Heenan good with the metal part of the brass knucks and cut him. Whoa, we got a double whammy there. Gomez went up for a drop kick, and Heenan at the same time. We have almost a double knockout. Both men are trying to get to their feet. Fans, is this great? Isn't this great? Boy, I tell you, it's so exciting to be here with you on the Hall of Fame Classics. I tell you something, I cringe when I see these matches. I say to myself, did it really happen? Did it all really happen? I can't believe it happened. And yet, there it was, unfolding before our eyes, the most brutal, the most wild, incredible wrestling matches of all time. And we got them. We got them right here in the Hall of Fame Classics. They weren't destroyed. You finally get your chance to look at them. Oh, brother. Hey, this is worth the price of admission. I want to tell you. Hey, at $100 a minute, it's not enough to pay to see this. This is fantastic. Fantastic. I can't believe it. I'm getting all excited. I'm jumping up and down in my chair. Hey, I think I better go out and take a walk. I'm so excited. Whoa, this is tremendous. Pretty boy Bobby Heenan is down. He's taking punishment. He's bloody. But let me tell you, these are the bloody caged mad mayhem. This is terrible. This is brutal. Oh, I think I'm going to shield my eyes. Can you handle this? Can you handle it? Call your doctor if you can. Okay, take a pill. That's all right. Stay with it. Oh, look at that mat. I want to tell you, it's going to cost $500 to clean the mat. Look at this. Full of blood. These boys have been at it. This is hot and heavy. And the match is winding down. Pepper's got him down, and the referee's moving in. The fans are standing up. That's it. It's all over. And fans, you just watched another Hall of Fame.
I love it. I love it, folks. And I can tell you, Bruiser, I'm going to beat you. The blood is going to roll out of your eyeballs, Bruiser, because I hate you. I'm telling you, Bruiser, you better be ready for the ox, because I'm ready for you, baby. I'm ready, and I'm going to get you, Bruiser.
This chain, May 15th.
Right. Come on, hit me again
This
on that
chain.
back. That's bare back, baby.
See it on the bare
right
back.
on the bare. That's it. Come on, baby. Come on, hit me. Hit me. Oh, hit me. Damn it, hit me. Hit me. I need it. Come on, let him hear. Let him see that back. Come on, let him see it. Hit me. Hit me. Bruiser, I'm going to get you. I'm going to get you because, Bruiser, Monster O'Connor might not wrestle again because you, brutality, you beat my man up. But now you got Ox Baker in his chain. I was on the Georgia chain gang. I was the toughest man there. And now I'm in Chicago. And I got to prove to you people that the toughest man in Chicago. Come on again. I want to feel it. I want to feel it. Yes, 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 yes. Okay, Bruiser. I'm ready. Hey, right on, guy. Right on, baby.
Look at that.
Hey, I'm ready. I've lived with this chain. And it's my chain, Bruiser. And I'm going to get you. I'm going to get you, Bruiser. I hate you.
In the amphitheater.
And I'm going to get you.
Dick the
Bruiser. You
This is a rough one. This is a tough one. This is the chain match. Hey, chain, chain, chain. Yeah, remember that song, fans? Chain, chain, chain. Look out, baby. This is where, hey, this is the stop where y'all get off if you ain't got the guts to stand to see brutality and punishment. Hey, if you can't stand this kind of thing, beating on people with chains, if you're into chains, this is the thing you gotta watch. Because, hey, man, This is what it's all about. They are locked together on this chain. You see that lock? He's actually locked. We got a lock on his wrist. The chain is wrapped around his wrist and locked on his wrist. Believe it or not. Can you believe that? Now, you can use this chain as a weapon in any way you see fit. Hey, if you aren't doing anything right now, go out to the garage and get a chain and bring it in the living room. And as we go along here, I'll give you instructions on how to use it. You know what I mean? Tell your wife to run out and get you a chain. Hey, you might be able to beat the whole family up with a chain. How do you know? We're going to give you, this is a perfect television instructional film here. How to beat on a person with a chain. Look at this. They're giving you the whole, right, wrap it around your fist real tight and just hit the guy in the face with it. That's it. Or hit him on the head like this. You see that? Billy Red Cloud, one of the great Indian wrestlers of all time. And he was a master at the chain match. Also, let me tell you, this other guy, Baron von Raschke, the beast of Berlin, he loved the chain. Hey, he loved chains. When he started out in the business, he was so mean and so rough. We used to have to chain him in his room to the corner so he could escape from the hotel or wherever he was staying and go out and hurt somebody. That's what we did with him. And he loved chains. Yeah, like little babies like to snuggle blankets. We throw a whole bunch of chains in the back of the car when we take him around and he could play with them. He loved chains. Yeah, and there was another guy that loved chains, and that was the Ox. Hey, that's right, the Ox loved chains. They were into chains, man. And here you see a real rough and tough and tumble match, because anything goes. Anything goes. And that chain doesn't come loose. No, sir. That's the irony of it, in the sense that as you keep getting beat on with that chain, you're trying to find relief. You're trying to take it off. It's like two convicts escaping from the prison, and they're chained together. Pretty soon they get ugly, and they try to take the chain off, see? They want to run. I think they made a movie like that. Anyway, let me tell you, this is rough and ready. This is rugged. This is tough as it gets. And look at that. Pretty boy Bobby Heenan is at the ringside. Wait, I think it's over. I think it's over. Yes, sirree, Bob, I think it's over. I think Raschke picked the Bruiser and Ernie, the Big Cat Lad, as a tag team versus the Valiant brothers. Fans, this was a great matchup. And here's where you put two former enemies together as a tag team. These two guys beat on each other for so long, they finally decided to call a truce. And we as promoters in the wrestling game decided, hey, I got an idea. Let's take advantage of these two big roughhouse guys. Because they've called the truce, let's team them up. They gotta be the roughest, wildest, toughest two we can get together. And the Crusher was off doing his thing somewhere and having a ball, so that's what happened. We teamed up Dick the Bruiser and Big Ernie the Cat Lad, two great former pro football stars in the NFL, and what do you got? Hey, you got a team that's almost invincible. Annihilation Incorporated. Well, hey, that's one of the nicknames we use for Bruno and Bruiser. But it really holds true for this guy. There, wait a minute. Pepper Gomez is acting as a second in this battle, and he just decked Bobby Heenan. And let me tell you, Bobby Heenan was very irate about this. Big Ernie the Cat Lad was one of his proteges that he brought along in the business. Now, Superstar Graham says, wait a minute. Hold it. Stop the match. Let's get off here. Wait a minute. Heenan's been injured. Heenan got a low blow here. And the fans are all yelling and screaming, and it's really wild here because what has just happened is Heenan was decked by Pepper Gomez, who was in Bruiser and Lad's corner. In the meantime, Superstar came on. He's in the Valiant's corner, and we got a real Pier 6 brawl here. Out of the ring goes Heenan, and the gendarmes are moving in. Hey, don't make any arrests yet because we got to continue this match. Look at that. Dick the Bruiser and the lad. Look what they're doing. They're doing that old crusher bruiser thing, right? The old knock 'em, rock 'em, sock 'em after you win. You pound on each other. Bruiser taught that to Lad. I want to tell you, that lad had a lot of guts. Bruiser loved Lad. He says, you know, Bob, I never met a guy as tough as Lad. After the match, he says his knees, so I had one knee that he got hurt in pro football, had 4 operations on. He says they had to drain it right there in the dressing room, he says. And that guy just sat there, and they drained that knee, Bob. I want to tell you, and he went out that night, and he was cabareting, partying, dancing. He says, hey, he was one of the toughest guys I ever met. Bruiser loved Ernie the Big Cat Lad, because Ernie the Big Cat Lad had that one essential ingredient for greatness. Guts. G-U-T-S. All you fans looking in, hey, remember this. Remember this match. This was a rough match, a tough match. The Valiants were right on top. That's right. They were going everywhere. They were in California. They were in New York. They were in Japan. Hey, they were the toast of the Orient. That's right. They were the best. They were in Europe. They headlined everywhere in America. And this night, they took a beating that few teams ever take in their whole life. But it only goes to prove one thing. What goes around comes around. If you wait long enough, you're gonna get it. And they got it. Right there, they're taking their punishment. Right? Hey, they're standing right in there trying to deal with these 2 big pro football players, and they can't handle it. Hey, I want to tell you, when you're in the NFL and you're in the trenches, buddy, hey, you're fighting for your life every Sunday, right? That's right. So this is where it's at with Big Cat Lad, Ernie the Big Cat Lad. I want to tell you, this guy is super big, super big. I love him. I love Ernie the Big Cat Lad. Ernie the Big Cat Lad, I hope you are watching this video wherever you are. Send me a wire or call me on the phone. But don't call me collect. That's right, Ernie the Big Cat Lad, my favorite guy. Hey, let me tell you, one of the great statistics on Ernie the Big Cat. His mother was 6 foot, 245 pounds, and his dad was 6 foot 6, 265. He couldn't lose. Man, any kid would have to be big like him, right? He couldn't lose, that's right. Just like the Giant. He's sort of like the Giant. He was such a monster man. And look at that build he had, see? Ernie the Big Cat Lad. He had a lot of weight on him, but let me tell you, look at them legs and thighs, see? Huh? Used to have those knee pads on because, of course, he got them knees damaged in pro ball. But you see him in there fighting, banging. That's, hey, John Valiant. That's Luscious John. Look at Luscious John in there, staying toe-to-toe with the big man. That's my main man, and this is one of the greats. Oh, boy, we got a real problem now. Dick the Bruiser's drag superstar to corner. Hey, we're going wild here. This is fantastic. This should have been in the cage. I call this without the cage madness, because this should have had a cage around it, this match. But we didn't have a cage that night, so we went with it anyway. And this is what you got, blood and...
But none of them have been able to slam Big John Studd. Of course, that challenge remains. We'll see if Dick the Bruiser can get it done, or did get it done here back several years ago when this match originally took place in front of a sellout crowd in Indianapolis.
Boy, he was working on that chin lock there, Terry. Did you see how he was stretching the neck of the Bruiser there? I mean, you know, you have got to be tough. You've got to be in shape. To get in this ring, you put it all on the line, Terry.
He's going to have to bring out the heavy artillery for Dick the Bruiser. There's no doubt about that. He's going to have to wear him down. He's going to have to absolutely devastate Dick the Bruiser. And notice the Bruiser hasn't been off his feet so far in this match.
Well, you know, Terry, I'll tell you, Dick is tough. There is no doubt in my mind he is one of the toughest wrestlers in the history of wrestling, one of the all-time greats. Look at him going back and forth here. Oh, geez, look at that shot to the stomach, Terry.
Some real Bruiser bedlam coming at you, ladies and gentlemen. Big John Studd lays one in. Bruiser's right there with that stomach claw, though.
You know, that has probably got to be the toughest claw in the history of wrestling. I have seen Dick the Bruiser just literally destroy people with that claw. Now, there we go, Oxbaker with the cheap shot again, Terry.
As Studd backs into the corner, referee ordering the break, ordering Studd back now. Dick the Bruiser maintains No, he lets it go and throws a shot in, a big right hand on Big John Studd. It's got the man doubled over in pain. Right into the turnbuckle, and Studd is down.
Well, you know, Terry, I'll tell you one thing about Dick. Dick is not only tough, he's smart. You notice how he brought his cousin out there because Dick knew what was going to happen with Ox Baker out there. So, like I said, you know, not only do you have to be tough to be a professional wrestler, but it helps to have some brains.
Helps a little bit, I would think, yeah. Ox Baker, of course, still on the outside, interfering occasionally. Referee ordering the break on the ropes.
You know, Dick is just totally overwhelming Studd here, Terry. You know, this is just amazing to me. I mean, he is just all over, and now he's going after Ox.
Watch out, Dick the Bruiser has his back to Big John Studd. Thought he had him worn down more than he did. Bruiser looks like he hardly even felt that.
You know, Terry, the Bruiser is tough. I'm telling you, there is no doubt in my... He's hanging on there, but he is hanging on, and he is tough.
Bruiser's down. First time in the match he's been off his feet. And Studd, he's got to take full advantage of this if he hopes to defeat Dick the Bruiser. Putting in the choke with the knee. Referee orders him back. Ox Baker lurking ominously close to Dick the Bruiser.
You know, Terry, 7 feet and 400 pounds. And there goes the cheap shot again. Here comes the Crusher. The Crusher will get this all under control. Come on, Crusher.
It does look like Dr. Jerry Graham there ringside, doesn't it? The way there's interference.
You know, Terry, just a mention of his name makes my blood boil.
Dick the Bruiser taking a lot of punishment at this point in time from Big John Studd. Bruiser is off his feet. Of course, obviously, that's where Big John Studd wants him. Boy, what a battle this has been so far. It's not over yet. Far from over. Bruiser getting back to his feet again. He's on one knee. And Studd, coming at him from behind.
See, Terry, he had that big chin lock on him again, and as big as Studd is, as long as those arms are, he can get the leverage and really pull back on that neck. And if anybody has ever had their neck twisted or yanked on, they know just what I'm talking about, how painful that is.
I don't know how much John Studd's arm weighed, but you see how he winds up from way back in and just lays in those devastating forearms. He's had 6 or 7 of them in a row here in the Bruiser. And the Bruiser, look at him, he's calling upon all those guts and inner strength he's got. And there he lets go with a good shot, a couple of them.
Here comes Dick. I knew he'd come back, Terry. He is tough. He just takes it, and then he explodes.
You can see that crowd going wild. Studd going right out of the ring onto the floor by Dick the Bruiser. He's following him out. Dick the Bruiser right after his man, and boy, they're in the Bruiser's territory now on the outside of the ring.
Oh, he just bashed Ox Baker's head right into Studd's, Terry. You know, I'll tell you, this match is so exciting. Oh, look at Studd right to the steel post. Man, and he's still standing, Terry. I don't believe it.
It's like a back alley brawl now, a barroom brawl, and this is Bruiser Bedlam at its best. This is the way the Bruiser likes it. In or out of the ring makes no difference to him.
You know something, Terry? I think Dick's ready to take on both of them. He's not backing down from either one of them. They're both there right on top of him, and Dick's more or less telling him, come on.
Now, Bruiser wouldn't back down from any 6 men, I don't think. See slamming Studd's head into that table at ringside. The referee trying to get Ox Baker from interfering, but Bruiser will take care of him. Got a hold of that handlebar mustache now.
Look at that, Terry. Just like I told you, he wants them both. Oh, now, right the shoulder, right into the steel post there. Now, Baker felt that one. I know it.
Studd certainly having his problems with Dick the Bruiser. Returns to his feet, and he's back down again. So Studd having things not look too good for him at this point in time. Right into the floor, head first. Dick the Bruiser, he's loving this, and so are the fans.
What a classic match, Terry. What a classic. I love it.
Well, I tell you, one of the all-time greats here. Dick the Bruiser against Big John Studd. Certainly a battle that must have gone down in history when it happened, and we're proud to be presenting it to you here now on Bruiser Bedlam. Studd and Bruiser exchanging blows on the outside of the ring.
Look at that, Terry. They're going back and forth. Oh, now Studd gets it right in the post, right in the head. Man, I just can't believe he can. Oh, another one. He just can't withstand many more of them. Look at Studd's almost out on his feet, Terry.
Well, the referee realizes the animosity between these two, just letting it go and not really putting in the count on these two guys. Just letting them go and trying to get it settled, the issue between them. And they're back in the center ring now, going at it again like a couple of wild dogs.
Slugging it out, Terry. I'm telling you, I'm loving every minute of it.
Well, this is a Bruiser at his best, certainly. This is the way he likes it. Studd right off his feet.
Wow, Terry, I'll tell you, I think that's the first time I've ever seen John Studd go down from a pole. I just can't believe it. That just goes to show you the kind of power. Look at Bruiser. He is just getting fired up. He's ready.
I don't know anybody who could stand up to a 1-2 punch from Dick the Bruiser. Studd, though, back on his feet. You can't take anything away from Studd. He's big and he's as tough as they come. But when you meet Dick the Bruiser, your reputation means nothing.
You know, Terry, they don't call him...
His feet again. There he goes.
They don't call him the world's most dangerous wrestler for nothing. This is the real thing you're seeing right here. Vintage Dick the Bruiser.
Ox Baker pulling Big John Studd to relative safety, at least tried to. Bruiser's got control again, though. Pulls Studd back to his feet. There it is. There's the body slam.
Good big body slam. John Studd lifted right up and slammed on his back. Now Dick follows it up with a cloth with the slam. Can't believe Dick the Bruiser slammed him. Wow.
Well, right there it was, the first time in his career that Big John Studd had ever been body slammed. The challenge was out. Never before had it been done. Dick the Bruiser was the man to do it. We've got them all four involved in it now, though. The Bruiser with Studd in the corner. Studd's got to be, he's got to be groggy at this point.
Did you see him Beal and Terry? Did you
Valiants versus Dick the Bruiser and Bruno Sammartino fans. You just caught a quick shot of Superstar Graham in the corner there and Pretty Boy Bobby Heenan. But this is one of the great classics of all time, because here we're teaming two great, fantastic legends of the 70s. Bruno Sammartino, the Italian Superman, and Dick the Bruiser against the Valiants. And these two together as a team. Bruno Sammartino, 5'11", 265, 20-inch neck, 58-inch chest, 36-inch waist. He's being pounded on right now, but don't worry. The big Bruno, hey, one of the legends. New York City, he was the toast of New York. Hey, he could do no wrong. He sold out the Garden time and time again. 20,000 people a rule. Hey, you couldn't get enough of Bruno Sammartino in New York City. He was the greatest, the most fantastic wrestling hero of all time in New York. That's right. And he reigned for 9 years. That's right, for 9 long years. He was the best, the tops. And here he is in there with Dick the Bruiser. And they're both members of the Hall of Fame. Legends. And when the fans march through the Hall of Fame in the precious halls and in the archives, and they'd stand and look at these pictures, and they would revel in them, and they would admire them, and they worship these two guys. They said, Bob, they would tell me, I'm just in the same room looking at these great pictures of these two fantastic legends. Hey, fans, you'll never see this action again. Never. But here on the Hall of Fame Classic, you're watching it. You're watching the two greatest in their division, almost the two greatest in their division, against two legends as a tag team. They very seldom tagged up. I think maybe 5 times in their whole career they tagged up. And that's why this is so precious. This footage is so precious. Look at this film footage of these two fantastic greats. Battling, look at that Bruiser, never looked better. But let's talk about the Valiant brothers, Handsome Jimmy and Luscious John. Let's talk about them. They're great, they're fantastic. They were on top in this great match in the sense of they were two of the greatest in the history of pro wrestling. And that's what made this match so great. That's why this match sold out. That's why we had wall-to-wall people this night watching the match, cheering their lungs out, going crazy, because these were the two greatest of their era against two of the legends of the match, Dick the Bruiser and Sammartino. Handsome Jimmy Valiant, we know his story. How about Luscious John? Hey, out of the Pittsburgh steel mills, let me tell you, fought his way to the top, became a legend also in his own time when he joined up with Handsome Jimmy, his brother. That's right, Handsome Jimmy beckoned him from the steel mills. Get out of them open hearts. Get away from that fire. Come into the pro game and get some of this fire, brother. And that's exactly what he did, baby. He came and got the fire. And you got it. He's in his belly. He's got fire in his belly this night. It's a wild match, and we're watching it. It's fantastic. And you're witnessing history, a Hall of Fame classic, I want to tell you. Okay, fans, picking up the action here. You see this action? Do you see it? Handsome Jimmy is bloodied. But hey, didn't you expect it? This is the type of match you have to get bloodied. Look at Bruno Sammartino hanging on to him like a bear. Hey, giving him all that power, them arms. Dick the Bruiser, that killer instinct working for him now. And now the match is out of control. It's out of control. We see Bobby Heenan in the picture. Heenan's taking punishment. Now he's on his back. There you see Superstar Graham also in the corner of the Valiants. He's moving in. We got a match that's out of control. And the referee's trying to get things under control because, after all, this is no disqualification. This has got to be settled. Hey, fans, this is out of control, and we're wild. We're right on top of it. Our cameramen are up in the apron now. Look at this. They're shooting over the ropes. Hey, this is where it's at. That's how the Wrestling Hall of Fame camera crew works. They go right in over the top rope. They go right in tight. Look at him. Right tight on Dick the Bruiser. Can you ask for anything more? Look at this. And there's the great Bruno Sammartino. And you have been a witness to this. Is Bobo Brazil. There he is. The greatest, I really believe this, truly, the greatest black wrestler ever in the history of pro wrestling. And look at the size of that guy. Let me tell you, this guy was so big he defies description. Dude is so tall and rough and tough. You know, he always used to talk to me about that size. He says, you know, Bob, sometimes I tower over people. It bothers me. Look at this guy. There's the wild Sheik. You see the Sheik? He's just biting him. This is the fire thrower, the man that throws the fireballs, the flamethrower. Hey, and he jabs pins in the eyes, the guys. He jabbed our friend Bruno Sammartino in New York City, almost put his eye out. And there you see Crybaby Creechman off in the corner. That's the Sheik's manager. Hey, this was a wild night, fans. And I think you guessed it. Hey, what do you think? We're outdoors, right? That's right. We're outdoors. Where? Oh, you're right. Sox Park again. Why Sox Park? Because I want to tell you, when we had the biggie going, we brought them in from all over the country, all over the world. And we brought them into the central area, the wrestling capital of the world back in the 70s, right here in the middle of everything, right where it was all happening. And this is where you saw the great ones. A lot of our other matches took places in all parts and ports of the world. But this particular night, you see the fantastic Sheik of Araby. Oh, the Sheik of Araby. You gave your love to me. Yeah, baby, I remember that song. And the Sheik loved that song, by the way. But he shortened his name to the Sheik. And that's all right with us because I tell you, he was an original. The Sheik was an original. That's right. And you got to stay tuned because later on, we're going to maybe see him come back. We don't know for sure. But for sure, we're going to see one thing in this match. We're going to see a lot of action. Because here you see pretty boy Bobby Heenan in against one of the roughest, toughest guys in the history of the sport. And guess who that is? That's, hey, did you see just taking that picture there? That's the Macho Man Savage when he was a kid. Shooting a picture there, right there at Sox Park. I just saw him over there in the corner. Yes, sirree, Bob. We got all the stars here. The stars come out at night, brother. All right, look it. And there's Dick the Bruiser putting the pressure on. He's putting the pressure on there. Putting the pressure on Dick the Bruiser, one of the greatest wrestlers of all time. And let me tell you, Bobo Brazil and Dick the Bruiser tagged up many times. Many times. And let me tell you something else. In 1960, guess who broke the racial barrier in Indiana, where up until 1960 it was illegal for a white wrestler to wrestle a black wrestler. Hey, think about that. Who do you think broke the racial barrier there? You're right. Only one guess, Bobo Brazil. He went in against Hans Herman, a white wrestler. And I'll tell you, it's never been the same. And, you know, Dick the Bruiser is an old Hoosier from way back. Went to Purdue, so naturally, he loves Bobo Brazil. Bobo Brazil brought the great black athletes to Indiana. Ha! I figure that one out. There we go. Look at this. Look at the action here. The Sheik. The Sheik of Araby. Just call him the Sheik. Look at how he works over that guy. The Sheik, hey, was a big superstar. And one of his main towns was Detroit, Michigan. Detroit, Michigan. They hated the Sheik in Detroit. That's right. They must have burned his house down a couple of times. I don't really think so. I heard that rumor. Oh, they hated the Sheik because, hey, he was mean. He threw fire. He threw his thumbs. He used weapons to stab you with. He bit you. He'd bite your ear off if he could. Look, the referee's got to keep him from biting. He moves in. Now, that's not the way to be a referee, moving in on a guy and saying, hey, buddy, don't bite. You know, hey, what is this? What are we into here? Are we a bunch of animals? Wild dogs? We have to tell them not to bite? What kind of deal is this? Sheik of Araby. I want to tell you, he was an original. He was different. And where do you think you're going to see the Sheik today? Why, only on the Hall of Fame Classics. And here, especially in this match, a legendary, a collector's item, a vintage copy, the original, the one that you got to put this in the vault tonight. When you go to bed, if you can't put it in a vault, bury it in your basement. or dig a hole in the yard, because you don't want anybody to grab this tape, because you'll never get another copy of this. This is a once-in-a-lifetime. That's right. Look at Heenan going out of the ring. It's all happening here. Can you believe this action? Now they're taking pictures of him outside the ring. I'm going wild. I'm going crazy. Look at all those people there sitting there. We had the ring. I think we had the ring on home plate. I'm not sure. And Bruiser and Bobo are hitting a home run. And don't forget the rule, Sheik, at the big ballparks around the world. 3 strikes and you're out, Sheik. There's 1 strike. 1, that's 2 strikes. And here's 3 strikes. That's right, 3 cocoa butts. That's right, like a piece of cement hit you in the head. And you're down and out for the count, kid. You're down. Heenan's down. Fans, this is wild action here at the great ballpark, Comiskey Park in Chicago, and the Sheik is not giving up. He's back into the ring, and now it's Dick the Bruiser beating on Pretty Boy Bobby Heenan. Bobo Brazil is down. The Sheik's on top of him trying to bite him. What's going on here? He's like an animal. He's like a savage. He's out of control. The match is out of control. They're all out of control. We're out of control in Chicago. Hey, baby, here's Dick the Bruiser. And now, fans, we're in the dressing room. Oh, the scene, the terrible, terrible. Bobo's been hurt. He's been hurt in the eyes. And now we've got behind him a Korean wrestler who has been managing one of the greats in the match. And there we've got that dirty rat. Crybaby Creechman, here comes the Sheik, and now you're going to see something. Oh, it's too horrible to watch. I don't even want to watch it. Sucking, eating blood, licking blood. What kind of animal is this? Sheik, you animal, you savage, you saloon brawl. That's right, the saloon brawl. Bruiser and Crusher's favorite pastime in wrestling. Hey, and this one, we've got the wrestlers surrounding the ring, just like we're in a saloon. And we've got onlookers, guys cheering them on. In this case, one of the guys goes out of the ring, one of those tag guys, and he gets thrown back in. It's Bockwinkle and Stevens versus Bruiser and the Crusher. Hey, fans, look at this action. Look at these thrills. Already, the Bruiser's got blood on over his eye, and Bruiser's really pounding. Look at Bockwinkle's face. I can't believe it. Ooh, it's the blood arena. Here we have the blood arena. Unbelievable. Look at this film, fans. Almost like we just shot it yesterday. Terrific. Look at this footage. Unreal. Oh, I can't believe it. We're back in the 70s. Can you believe this action? Bruiser and Crusher doing their greatest. Hey, and that's devastation, mauling. Hey, sadistic pounding. Look at that. Bockwinkle, one of the greats, taking that punishment. Whoa, and brother, Bockwinkle is 6'1", 240 pounds. Let me tell you, they're both pounding on him. Dick the Bruiser and his favorite, the cousin, Crusher. Dick the Bruiser, 6'1", 265, and the Crusher, 6', 252. Hey, they were the greatest of their time. Even today, I tell you, I'd throw them in the ring against the greatest. That's where they're coming from. Look at him punishing Dick Bockwinkle. Now, fans, this match is tied at 1 fall apiece, and the blood is flowing because the winner of this match wins the Tag Team Championship. That's right. Wait a minute. Hold it. We're getting nothing but action in this match. Oh, look at this. And now it's Stevens taking that punishment. You see back in the background there? That's right. These are the wrestlers surrounding the ring in this saloon brawl. They surround the ring, throw the wrestler back in if he gets thrown out, because we want it to go to the finish. This is no disqualification to a finish. And this one is going to go right down to the wire. There's Cowboy Bob Ellis in there. You see him on the corner. I see Koloff over in the other corner. I see Sergeant Jacques Goulet all ready to throw him back in the ring if they come out. And look at the blood flowing here, fans. Can you believe it? Ooh, a mask of blood. Ooh, I can't watch. This is blood and gore in the 70s. Fantastic action. Dick the Bruiser never looked better. Hey, terrific Bruiser. Bruiser punishing Ray Thunder Stevens. And look, now, One of the let's see, was that Bockwinkle or Stevens? It looks like Stevens. He was thrown back in the ring. The saloon brawl. Can you see it, fans? Ooh, it's so exciting. They go out of the ring, and just like in a saloon, some guy says, "Hey, get back in there." And he throws the guy back into the brawl. This is the saloon brawl. Hey, this is the first time ever you're going to see this one. Hey, terrific. This is the only time we filmed it. Look at that, the old double kill. Oh, the blood. The mat is becoming blood. The runners are soaked. The trunks are soaked. Bruiser and the Crusher. Oh, they won't believe. The referee is looking. Let me tell you, it's to a finish. The referee is trying to keep order. Stan the Man is the referee here. Is off the ropes comes the Bruiser. Oh, he almost crushed his chest, I'm sure, with that one. Now, here comes the Crusher. Oh, this beating is going on, and the beat goes on. Ooh, look at this. And then, look at that, into the corner. And he flew right out of the ring. And now, look at this. The wrestlers outside of the ring are lifting his body up. Oh, he's totally out. But they're lifting him back into the ring. Unbelievable. This is unbelievable action, fans. I can't believe this action. Whoa, these are the Hall of Fame Classics. Now I know why they're called the Classics. Oh, and look at Bruiser's now pounding, jumping on his throat. Oh, incredible. The referee says, go ahead, pin him. Will you pin him? If you're going to pin him, the match is over, of course. Bruiser, now he's got the vaunted claw on. He's ripping at his gut. And the referee's calling for the bell. The bell. It looks like it's all over. It's all over, and the Bruiser's going wild. And so am I. It's all over, fans. The Bruiser and the Crusher have won the saloon.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're about to get underway with this.
Accompanied by his Palestinian manager, the Brain, Eddie Priestman.
We're just about to get underway with a one-fall tag team match.
The opposing team from Madison, Wisconsin, at a weight of 272 pounds, Sailor Art Thomas, and his partner, weighing 258 pounds, from Reno, Nevada, the world's most dangerous wrestler, Dick the Bruiser.
Hey, fans. This is a one-fall match. The time limit is a remaining time of the telecast. We had a little mix-up there at the very start when the announcements were going on because of all this wild action in the ring. But nevertheless, it's Sergeant Jacques Goulet of the Foreign Legion and the Sheik, managed by Eddie Creechman and Ernie, in this one-fall tag team match against Dick the Bruiser and Sailor Art Thomas. And Creechman wants to hold up things. The bell has rung, and we're officially underway. Sergeant Jacques Goulet and the Sheik, two of the most savage wrestlers in the business. And it's Sailor Art Thomas, Dick the Bruiser. Bruiser is, there's Creechman pulling the leg. He pulls the leg of Sailor Art Thomas. Goulet moved in on him, and Bruiser grabs Goulet, crashes him into the turnbuckle. The Sheik goes after Thomas. He's choking Thomas. Oh, man. All four of them are in there. The Bruiser went after the Sheik. The Sheik threw a chair. And every time... Oh, what terrific action in here now. They clubbed away with the chair. The Bruiser was about to get the Sheik, and the Sheik took off and ran away. The Sheik will not get in the ring against Dick the Bruiser. This wild man, the Sheik, glowering at the Bruiser. The Bruiser wants him. The Bruiser wants him. Man, what a match this is. In just a few minutes it's been on. There's been tremendous action. Creechman is on the outside. Now it's Sergeant Jacques Bollet in there against Sailor Art Thomas. Bollet takes over. He's choking Thomas. He's choking Thomas. Hits Thomas to the back of the head. The Sheik gets in there. He has a metal rod, I believe it is. Some object. He hits Thomas in the throat. Now he's jamming it into the throat. And the Bruiser wants to get in there. There's the tag. Here comes Dick the Bruiser. And just as Dick the Bruiser gets in, the Sheik gets out. And it's evident that the Sheik will not mix with Dick the Bruiser. The Sheik got out of the ring just as soon as the Bruiser got in. And man, does that Dick the Bruiser. Man, he really wants that Sheik. And the Sheik is still on the outside. Boy, look at the Bruiser now. He's got Tom. He's got Sergeant Jacques Bollet. He's twisting. He's twisting the fingers back. He's got him on the mat, working on that arm, trying to break that wrist. And Bollet's in trouble now as Dick the Bruiser rips away. And Dick is allowing him to go over to the corner. So he will tag the Sheik because Dick wants the Sheik. Hey, look at this. He is offering the hand of Bollet. He wants the Sheik, and the Sheik will not get in the ring with Dick the Bruiser. Into the rope. Oh, what a backdrop. Now he's using a claw hold. He's using a claw hold. He's ripping away at the midsection of Goulet, and Eddie Creechman pulled Goulet to the outside to save him from more punishment. What a match this is, as these four top wrestlers are in there. Well, they're all in there except the Sheik. He's on the outside. Wait a minute. Now the Sheik is in the ring against Thomas. He's biting Thomas. He's biting him. And Creechman is screaming encouragement to the Sheik. He's yelling, kill, kill. There you can see Creechman now. And now it's Goulet. And the Sheik are working. Oh, here comes Bruiser. He almost caught the Sheik. But the Sheik went to the outside again. He just about had him. There's no doubt about it. The Sheik does not want to mix. Dick the Bruiser, here's Taylor R. Thomas is working over. He's working him over. Goulet, now Dick has Goulet. They've got him tied in the ropes, kicking him in the midsection. What a match this is. Oh, the Sheik has that metal rod or some object, whatever it is. It appears to be a very rigid object. He hit Thomas with it. Now he jams it into his midsection, working on the throat of Thomas. Meanwhile, Goulet is out of the ropes. There it goes again, right into the throat of Sailor R. Thomas. This vicious, savage Sheik, the most feared wrestler in the business. Meanwhile, it's Goulet thrown into the corner where the Bruiser kicks him. this match so far. Oh, there it is. The Bruiser has not been able to catch the Sheik. The Sheik, again, jumps out of the ring on Dick the Bruiser right after him. And there's the Sheik on the outside of the ring. He's on the outside. Dick wants him, but the Sheik is keeping away from Dick the Bruiser. There's that bear hug again. The bear hug. But he worked on the eyes. There's the tag. And it is Dick the Bruiser. He is after Valet. He wants that Sheik, but the Sheik will not get in the ring with Dick the Bruiser. Every time Dick the Bruiser makes the move for the Sheik makes tracks in a hurry. There's no doubt about it. He's afraid of Dick the Bruiser. Now he sends Goulet into the ropes, gives him a terrific knee lift. Side headlock by Thomas. And there's Krigsman. He pulls Thomas to the mat. Now the Sheik is working on Thomas. And he has Thomas in trouble. And here comes Dick the Bruiser. And Dick the Bruiser is on the outside facing the Sheik. He's trying to catch the Sheik. That's what he wants. Dick the Bruiser wants the Sheik. This is a 1-fall match, fans. The time limit is the time limit of our telecast. Oh, wait a minute. They're on the outside.
Both teams counting out.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Sheik was on the outside, so is Dick the Bruiser. Both teams were counted out. What a terrific 1-fall match that was. It ends as a draw. The match ends as a draw. The wild tag team match, it ends as a draw. We'll see you next week, fans, with more All-Star Championship Wrestling. Be sure to be watching us.